Yo, what's up? It's your boy Leo Flowers. We're here with another book review. Sheryl Sandberg's Lean In, Women Work and the Will to Lead. Let's start off, first of all, with the book itself, the actual physical book. As those of you who know, I'm all about the physical. This feels cheaply made right here. This is glossy. This is all paper. I feel like she just went to Kinko's and ran off a couple copies of the book cover. And then if you look at the pages right there, it's all frayed. Like this wasn't published a month ago. Like it was uncovered in King Tut's tomb or something. Like look at this, look at this, look at. See that? See how smooth that is? See how frayed that is? She should have leaned in on book production is what she should have did. All right, let's get to the actual content. I have a bunch of notes. Dig it, foul, stuff I want to talk about, highlight. Um, First, I want to talk about the book. I give it 3 stars, and the reason why I give it 3 out of 5 is because just some credibility issues, some integrity issues, in that she talks about how her and her husband split the housework, and I'm like, you're a billionaire. You have 3 kids. You work crazy hours. He has his own company, and you sorting whites from darks. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You gonna tell me you don't have a nanny and a maid? Come on now. I don't even make $1 billion status, and I have a maid. So I don't know why. Really, you really gonna say that? You don't have a, come on. Anyway, and then also the book is a little long-winded. It's just she makes a point, and then she has like 10 stories to kind of support the point. I'm like, all right, I got it. And it's short. It's like one. It's 170, about 170 pages, and then all of this is like acknowledgments and footers and stuff at the end. It's like I feel like she was just trying to fill pages, make it feel like a real book. So points off for that, Sheryl. Step your game up. Um, there were some good points in the book, and also this book is not just for women; it's also for men. It's just really for anybody who needs to lean in, not just into their work, but into their relationships. Um, one of the things she says, women own their own companies. Okay. One of the things she's saying to sell the book is that in the past 10 years, the number of women who've become CEOs, that percentage has not changed. So I think it hovers around 17%. And so she's making the claim that women aren't as ambitious because, as evidenced by the fact that in the past 10 years, the number of women holding CEO positions haven't changed. And I disagree. I think it's because more women are starting their own companies. And so instead of sitting um, at the head of somebody else's company, they're starting their own Fortune 500 company. And evidence and research supports that. And secondly, it's like not every woman wants to sit in a boardroom. It's called a boardroom because people are bored in that room. It's a very American thing. It's a very, like, what is it, puritanical notion of you have to work and climb the corporate ladder. Because like when you visit like Europe, they encourage traveling like that. Like a status in America is like what position do you hold and how much money do you have. But if you go to Europe, more of a status is like where have you been, where have you traveled, like what have you experienced. And we have such a we got to wake up, go to work, and we just work ourselves to death to the point where people burn out and they don't even take their vacation time. And they're like, I don't know why I'm burning out. And you're not even taking vacation time. One of the cool things she talks about in the book is this idea of climbing the corporate ladder and how that's changed because people are quitting jobs so often. There's nobody's really climbing the ladder of success. It's more of a jungle gym where you're going sideways and around and up and down, and everybody has kind of the same view, and you're not like on a ladder looking up at somebody's butt, trying hoping that they'll fall so you can climb up. So that's a good thing, about the workplace is that it really is more of a jungle gym, and there's so many different paths you can take to get to where you want to go. So I like the idea of that from her book. Um, put together. Another thing that she mentions is that a lot of women, and I'm just talking from her perspective, that because there's such an emphasis on finding a mentor, that now the mentor has become a woman's Prince Charming. Like, oh, rescue me, show me how to do this, help me. And, you know, having a mentor definitely is a step up. But if you don't have a mentor, then, go at it alone, basically, and don't wait around for your Prince Charming or Prince Charming or your mentor to help you out there. So I thought that was a cool analogy, mentor being a Prince Charming. And she also talked about that we now are at a stage where we can bring our real selves to work. There was a time where like when you had where people like had their at home persona and then their at work persona. At home you could let it go and be emotional. At work you have to be serious and stoic. But but now really it's all about authenticity and bringing your real self to work, because what that really does is when you show emotion and you really are honest, and even if you cry, because you're going through some personal things, it really forces the people around you to bond and connect more, and then it forces them to open up and share more. And it just makes the work environment more friendlier and more real and more communicable. So don't be afraid to bring your real self to work. For those of you, I mean, she speaks to women, but there's some dudes out there that be crying. Not me. Anyway, uh, burn out, quit, get a nanny, children develop the same. The last thing I want to mention is, and this is a very cool point for the women out there who are worried about balancing their work and their job, is get a nanny. And of course, not everybody has the money for a nanny, but if you have the money for a nanny, or if you have an opportunity to let a family or friend help you raise your kid, don't be afraid of that. Don't feel like you have to be in your kid's life every minute, every second of the day, even as a baby, because the research shows that um, whether a baby is raised by the mother or by a nanny or some other person, that has no influence on the child's psychological, emotional, mental, physical development. It's really just about the quality of care that the kid receives. So, with that, I mean, there's so much more in the book, but that's all I'm going to cover. Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. I would say get it. It's a quick read. It's an easy read. It's something you could just, monster through. And I would say get it because it does have some good points, talking about the jungle gym and talking about, showing up and being authentic at work. And it also kind of highlights, women's struggles in the past and what, struggles they have in the future. And she has some really good points. Like I said, it's not just for women, it's for men. Because, I mean, leaning in isn't just a feminine issue. There's a women's issue. There are a lot of men out there who also need to lean in, not just into their work, but into their family and other areas of their life, into their social life. So 3 stars, cheaply made, kind of long-winded, but it is a quick read and it has some great points. So the next book, next week or next time will be The Undefeated Mind, on the science of constructing an indestructible self. Can't wait to read it. Talk to you guys later. Peace.